Hello everyone, I had a request to do a French braid in my lovely mannequin's hair. So I'm going to try to show you how to do this. The camera angle, I'm doing my best because I can't find anywhere in my house to set up the camera. So it was a little difficult, but I'm gonna do my best. So let's try to see if I can show you how to do this. So what I do is, if you're doing this to someone else or yourself, you would take a section on the top like this, and you would separate it into 3 equal, or as close to equal as possible, sections. Now, I think that a lot of people have a hard time doing French braids in their own hair or on other people because they keep the hands too far away from the head. My whole thing is, I always like to have almost like one of my fingers touching the head so that it stays tight and it doesn't start going away from the head as you go down the braid. So then sometimes it starts tight, and then by the time you get to the bottom, it's super far out, and then when you put it down, it has all these like lumps and bumps. So like I said, the first thing you do is this top portion, and you separate it into 3 parts. I usually hold one with this hand. I use my thumb a lot, and I use my pinky a lot. So as I go down, I'm going to show you how I hold my fingers. So I'm going to grab the new hair with my thumb and pull it through with my other hand. Then I'm going to take it and put this piece that we just crossed over into this hand with the thumb again. Oh, I'm sorry, the middle finger. So then you're going to take, I always grab the new hair with the middle finger and pull through with the thumb, and then kind of pinch it towards my other fingers, my pointer and my thumb. So now we're going to start adding hair. So I'm going to grab with my middle finger. So you have this hand free to grab any new hair that you're adding in. So you section it off with your thumb and add it to that piece. And then pull it tight. So you're pulling it tight after each time. So then you're gonna hold this piece, part of the hair, like the bump of the head, the occipital bone. It gets a little more awkward with your hands, and you may have to start switching your hands. But also you can tell your client or your kid or whoever you're doing it on to lean their head down, and that helps with the angle of your hands. So then you're gonna grab here and pull through with your thumb on your pull tight. So at this point, once you pull up the last bit of hair that is hanging down, I kind of switch my hands around. So instead of kind of being like this, I turn it so then you can just finish it up with doing a regular 30-strand braid. And again, I use my thumb a lot to be pulling here. I am pulling this pretty decently. And then holding this piece that you just pulled over with your thumb secure so that it's holding it into place so that you can push the other part over it without it getting loose. Because if you're just letting it like this, it starts getting loose. So if you keep it tight and you use your thumb to secure it, then you can keep the braid intact instead, especially if people have a lot of layers. A lot of times once you get to this point, it starts pulling out because they have a lot of little hairs. So I use my thumb a lot to keep that tight. So then you just go as far as you can until a lot of hairs start poking out. And then you put an elastic at the bottom and you're done. So if there's any like little pieces that seem to be need to smooth out, a lot of times you can just kind of use your fingers and smooth them out. But then you have your braid. So hopefully that was helpful. So think about keeping your hands close to the head, using different fingers for different parts, you know, using your middle finger to keep that over and then adding with your opposite finger. It's nice to have the one anchored down and keeping everything tight while you use the other hand to add the extra pieces. So that is just your regular typical French braid.